Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. It's October 12th, 2016. You are watching the Theo Night video. The S&Ps this evening are going to be closing in just about 7 minutes. As of right now, what are they? Massively unchanged. Even after the FOMC minutes, and it's one of the reasons I've actually got the S&P futures pulled up on the screen right now. You can see a bit of an about of volatility this morning. S&Ps dip hard, rip pretty much from there. That this morning showed some real signs of promise in terms of volatility. So fast forward a few hours, trade got extremely light. The kind of mid portion of today's trading session, obviously dependent upon what time zone you're on. That's mid-morning for me. When I say extremely light, I mean we're talking, if you zoom in here a few minutes before the Fed announcement, you saw a couple of minutes, we didn't even trade 1,000 S&P contracts. Nevertheless, the Fed releases those minutes. What happens? Absolutely nothing. It is Yom Kippur. A lot of traders may be out today. Don't move the markets. Not everybody's involved. But there is something that I picked up on in early trade today, and I want to display that this evening. Obviously, the S&P is at 2134. We have a fairly key level here at 2129. It would not surprise me at all, okay, this evening to see the S&Ps migrate right back into and very close to this 2129 level. There happens to be a fairly tremendous amount of risk right at that point. Now, for the interesting thing, all right, let's go into a little bit of a broader time horizon here and look at the SPX. So yesterday's selling, what has it met with this morning? Not much. Again, the S&Ps are going to end the day unchanged, okay? Call it, again, possibly Yom Kippur trade. It's light out there. But here's what a lot of people are not catching. What they're not catching is the fact that the VVIX, if you're unfamiliar with this, well, I mention it all the time. It's the volatility of the VIX itself. So if you're looking at just purely the VIX, and lots of people look at the VIX, all right, it's neither here nor there. Listen, it's got bid up a bit today. I'll just zoom in, okay, to some recent trades. So yesterday, sure, the VIX takes off. Why? Because there's risk, people. There was risk yesterday. Today, the VIX is relatively unchanged. Why? Because the market isn't doing anything. However, what the VVIX is the VVIX. It measures, and I'm going to show you specifically, options in and around, okay, that kind of 30-day window. That's in terms of time frame out there, that 30-day time frame. And if the VVIX, okay, is going up, so the VVIX relates to volatility. So the VVIX, and again, here's the VVIX, and the VVIX is trading right pretty much at 100. That VVIX, all it is, okay, is the volatility on the VIX options themselves. So what does it mean when the VVIX goes up? What it means is that traders are buying a lot of options in the VIX product itself. So the VIX is just nothing more than a measurement, okay, that VIX right there, that's nothing more than a measurement of S&P volatility. Okay? The VVIX is the measurement, though, of the VIX itself, and the VIX is often used as a hedging instrument. Predominantly is used as a hedging instrument. Well, guess what? Out of the gate this morning, they bought them. And they bought heavily in the VIX. And what they bought was calls inside of the VIX. Another interesting area over here is that the VIX options today, they traded. Right? And by traded, I mean they traded some size. The rest of the marketplace, right, was light in terms of volume. The VIX product, it traded about 1.3 times the norm, which on any other day I wouldn't say very much about. But yeah, today, hey, listen, that's some size that's trading out there. And more importantly, and again, here's just the VIX. If you take a look at the VVIX, it's starting to become, well, noticeable. Noticeable in respect to the fact that there's not too many times that I've mentioned this, okay, in previous occasions. There are not too many instances when the VVIX gets lit over 100 that the markets do not fall. And that's why we start to watch it. Tomorrow will be critical in the juncture of the VVIX. Now, I've seen the VVIX get up to 100, right? And I'll actually draw this on your screen. I've seen it go to 100, collapse right back down, nothing happened. When I say tomorrow is critical in the juncture, all right, coming into Thursday over here, the VVIX comes up more, all right, we're in the midst of selling. And that is what it appears what's going on in the short duration. I don't think we're going to see the VVIX collapse back down over here. It is north of 100 right now. Okay, and again, more appropriately, if you take a look at this on, this is a 1 day, 1 minute. And again, the VVIX itself, it's not like this tradable product out there. It's just a measurement of volatility inside of the VIX. And this morning out of the gate, it got bid up heavily, like, you know, the world's coming to an end. Okay, it looks like traders knew that trade was going to be rather light. Okay, later in the day, they bought heavy amounts of protection early in the morning. It petered out a little bit, but again, not nearly as much as you would have expected. Risk is elevated right now. You need to be on guard. If you also take a look at the bond product, the bonds right now, they are dangling in almost uncharted territory in quite some time. The bonds continue to break down. Interest rates are going to go higher. The S&Ps are going to get crushed back. We are right on the cusp, okay, of what appears to be, again, some sell-side activity inside of the S&Ps on a much broader level. Again, that VVIX does not get above 100 very often and contract back. Tomorrow is going to be quite the pivotal day for the S&Ps. If the S&Ps break under, solidly under 2129, look at the level on your screen there. If they get under 2129, there's nothing until 2112. From there, you're an easy and clean shot even through 2100. And again, that's the kind of risk that we're going to face here in the next 48 hours of trade. So we're going to watch very carefully tomorrow for downside opportunity. If markets get bid up in the morning, we're actually going to be selling into them. With that, thank you very much for joining us here at TheoTrade each and every evening. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.